Hey everyone, welcome to Recitation 0I. This is not a technical recitation, but it's pretty important if you're taking a course like deep learning here in CMU. And I'm Aprajit. I'll be going over this recitation. So before moving on to what you can do if you're struggling in this course, you have to remember that it's completely okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel stressed. So if you're at CMU, you would have taken pretty heavy courses, and this course also has a lot of work. Every student feels overwhelmed irrespective of the background. So you just need to put in sincere effort from your side. That's all which is expected. And again, it's totally okay to feel overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed when I took this course. So yeah, pretty much every student feels overwhelmed. So it's completely normal. So moving on to what you can actually do if you are feeling stressed during the course. The course actually has lectures, quizzes, homeworks, and project. Project is for the graduate students or the undergrads who take the graduate version of the course. And we'll look into how you can deal with stress pertaining to all these. So if you're struggling with the lectures or the weekend quizzes, it's always better to rewatch the lectures. The lecture recordings are available in the course website, most probably by the evening of the lecture or maximum the next day morning. So some people might need some practical insights to get a better understanding of the concepts. In that case, you can actually attend or watch the recitations corresponding to that week. Recitations usually cover coding implementation, other practical aspects of the concept which were covered in that week's lecture. In addition, you can also Google the contents or review the notes in the textbook. The textbooks are linked in the course website. Textbooks are not actually necessary for you to understand all the concepts, but that's actually a good supplement. In addition to Googling the content, you can also look at YouTube videos. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos which have detailed visual explanations, animations, and so on, which will help you to understand the concepts more clearly. So, in addition to that, you can also ask questions on Piazza. We have threads corresponding to each lectures, or you can also make a private post to the instructors if you want. And this course, we actually encourage collaboration. So, try to discuss conceptual details with your study group. Try to meet with them regularly. Try to help each other to understand the concepts. But make sure if you are discussing the quiz, make sure to read the syllabus for collaboration policies. There is a thin line between collaborating and cheating. So just make sure that you are in the borders of collaboration and not cheating. So in addition to study group, try to attend the office hours. We have a lot of office hours throughout the week, and the TAs will actually help you to get a better grasp of the concepts to help you understand the lecture or help you with the quiz. And each study group has a TA mentor. You can also reach out to the TA mentor. In addition, you can also talk with Professor Bhiksha for individual assistance. So he'll be able to give a better explanation for you regarding the lectures and quizzes. Next is struggling with homework. Homeworks are pretty much the most interesting and challenging parts of this course. And each homework has two parts. So the second part will need a lot of experimentation and will take a lot of time. Some of the first parts are also pretty difficult. So the most strategic way and the most smartest way to start to do this homework is to basically start early. This is very important. Even if you have 1.5 or 2 weeks before the deadline, it is unlikely that you'll be able to complete the whole homework and with full marks. So please start early. That's of highest importance for all the homeworks. Each homework, each parts have very detailed write-ups. Please read them thoroughly. Watch the homework boot camps, lectures relating to that homework, recitations, and so on. Homework boot camps are basically recitations, but they are geared towards that particular homework. So they might actually give you a better head start for the homeworks. And you can also ask questions on Piazza, read the corresponding homework threads. There might be a lot of students who would have faced the same issues which you might be facing, and reading through the post itself might actually save you a lot of time, rather than posting a question on Piazza and waiting for some of us to answer. And in addition, for part two, model suggestions from the TAs can be very helpful. We'll kind of guide gear suggestions in such a way that your model can actually get a better performance. And for homeworks, the best resource which you can actually get is your study group. Discuss, collaborate with your study group, especially when it comes to part twos of the homeworks. So you will be requiring to do a lot of experiments for part two. Like, it's a Kaggle competition. You'll need to try out many models. So, for example, if you're trying 10 models by your own, you'll have to run all the 10 models yourself, train it from scratch, which will take a lot of time. But if you have a study group of like 5 people, each person can run 2 models, and it's basically a very efficient time saving manner for you to learn together. And that's basically how you have to collaborate with your study group. And in addition, your study group mentor is one of the best resource which you can actually get for homeworks. Each study group mentor uh, tries to help the particular study group to make sure that they get a better performance in P2s, or try to complete P1s. So regularly talk with your study group mentor and regularly meet with your study groups. Attend OH office hours. We have a lot of office hours throughout the week, and you can also contact Professor Bhiksha for any other advice about the homeworks. Next is struggling with project. Projects are not for the 483 students. It's only for the graduate students and the undergrad students who take the graduate version of the project. First thing to do if you're struggling with the project is to contact your project mentor. It might be a TA mentor or an external mentor. And there might be a lot of instances when students bring their own idea and try to figure out a solution for it. In that case, and if you're facing any issues with the project, or if you're at a hurdle, you can't figure out the next step, then in that case, it's always good to have brainstorming sessions with your assigned TA mentor or even Professor Bhiksha to get new ideas. And you have to understand that it's totally okay if you don't get results as expected. It's it's almost very difficult to get publishable results in a matter of 2 months, and we really understand it. Research is not just about finding results which are fruitful. Even if you find something which doesn't work, that means that you have found out something which the future researchers might not implement. So that's also a finding. So a success of failure, anything is actually a valid result. We value the effort that you have put in the project, and what we expect to do what we expect to see is if you have tried something new in the project apart from what you have actually learned during the course. So that's basically it. We just wish that the project is a practical learning experience for you. Next thing is overwhelmed in general. So it's completely normal for a deep learning student or any student in CMU to feel stressed, feel overwhelmed. So whenever you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, just breathe, close your laptop, and take a break. Just escape into the actual world from this academic life. Just take a break. That's all you need actually. Do something which gives you joy. Find your passion. So, for example, I play music, and I last semester I used to go to the jam room like pretty regularly. So there are 2 jam rooms in CMU in the Fifth Avenue. You can also, if you're into music, you can actually give it a shot. It kind of de-stressed a bit for me. So find something which you like doing, and make sure that that's a routine for you. And I know another guy who actually says walking in a park behind Baker Hall, I guess Baker Hall, is actually pretty nice, especially during the summer. Try to take a walk. Now I think it's covered in snow. And what I've observed is that people are more productive when they take breaks in between work. So that's also a saying, right? All work no play makes Jack a dull boy. So it's very important that you take breaks in between. Just work makes you dull. Sleeping well, getting a good amount of sleep, having a good sleep schedule is also something which is lacking with a lot of CMA students. It's very important. Sleeping helps you to give rest to your brain. So you need your brain to think. So make sure that you give sufficient amount of rest to your brain as well. Those were things which you can do. And these are things which you actually have, which are there for you. Talk with your study group. Study group is one of the best resource which you can get for this course. As I've told earlier, they might have solved some issues which you are currently facing now. So it's always good to discuss about the issues which you are facing with them. Talk to your study group mentor. Our main aim is to just help you overcome this course as smooth as possible. We just want you to have a very stress-free learning experience. We won't judge you based on any questions you ask. Our basic aim is to just help you. So you can ask us doubts, talk to Professor Biksha. Take my word for granted. This is my third semester TA, and I've seen him to be very accommodating and understanding with a lot of students. Whenever I see him meet a couple of students based on the stress or anything, he's very understandable. He's very approachable. So just talk with Professor Biksha about any issues which you're facing. In addition, you have another great resource which is Lean on Me. This is basically an online hotline, so where you get counseling from your own peers. Since they're your own peers, they can actually understand the hectic coursework which you are actually facing, and they are also trained to counsel you. And another advantage is that it's anonymous. In addition, you also have CAPS, which is the counseling and psychological services, and CMU. If it's an emergency, call the stated number. So this is basically the summary of what we have discussed in this recitation. So in conclusion, it's completely normal to feel overwhelmed in this course. It has a lot of work, but I can promise you that at the end of the semester, you would feel happy that you have taken this course. You will learn a lot. So even if you're struggling a bit, just remember that we are always here for you. Our aim is to just help you go over this course, overcome this course smoothly, and that's basically it. So all the best and welcome again to this amazing course. Yeah, thank you.